Alright, the next lesson is how to turn on the stove and the oven. So as long as your gas is on the front of the RV, you will be able to, and it has gas in it, you will be able to run the stove and the oven off of that low pressure propane. So the first thing we'll do is come over here in this button on the right. This will turn all your lights on, that way you can see everything that you're doing. It also turns on your oven light on the inside. Up here on the top there is a glass cover. This cover would need to be open. This can be open and closed, that way you have more room to food prep and other things of that nature. To open it, you just grab the front, fold it over, and then we can fold it up out of the way. So it shows you which burner is which. This is top left, this is the middle one in the front, and this is the top right. So what we'll do is we're going to start this one in the front. We're just going to turn it to high, and then this button over here on the right, when you turn it to the right, it's going to light a spark that's going to turn on the gas. Whenever you're finished, you'll just turn it to off. It'll stop the flow of gas to whichever one you're using, and it will turn it off. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to operate the oven and turn on the pilot light. So we have these same 3 knobs that we use for the burners on the top, and this one on the far right is for your oven. So whenever I turn it to the first click, we can see that there's a little flame. So we line that up with the arrow, and that's going to be our pilot light. Now you have to hold this button in for about 15 seconds while you light the pilot light. She's going to hold that button in. We hold it for about 15 seconds. Down underneath, on the right hand side, right back here at the back, we're going to turn on the pilot light. To do that, we're going to use this clicker, which turns on that spark. So we click it once, pilot light has now turned on. Then you're going to let out and turn it straight to the right. And now we have all of the flames going underneath. To control the temperature, it's the same as a normal oven. If we want it all the way high, we can turn it over here. And if we want it to be a lower temperature, such as 320 or 350, set it on whatever temperature you like. Once you finish, we will turn it back to off. And down here we will see that your fire has all gone out. For the refrigerator, just to make sure we have all the ins and outs done, up here on the front we have a little latch. This needs to be closed anytime you are under tow. That way the doors aren't opening and breaking off and letting things fall out on the floor. But while you're in stationary, that'll put in the open position where you can open up the freezer and the fridge. Down here in the fridge, you have a drawer in the bottom for water or whatever you want to put in there, and then you have 3 shelves. So up here at the top, we can see that there is a cold setting. This operates the fridge cold setting. Right now we have it on 3. That usually keeps it perfectly fine for any drinks or anything else you have in here. In the freezer, again, normal freezer, ice trays, everything you need. One thing to remember about this is at the back you have a switch that says cold and colder. It would make sense to make everything colder, you would turn it to colder, but what that does is it makes the freezer colder, and that will take away some of the cold air from going into the fridge, so the fridge will feel like it's hot. So I would always keep this on cold, because air is then passing down through here into your fridge. That way it's not just freezing in here and you're not getting any cold air into the refrigerator. We'll do a little quick tutorial on how to use the entertainment system. So for this entertainment system, there's 2 zones. We can see we have zone A over here and zone B down here. To turn this on and off is your power. So whenever you don't want these bright lights on while you're sitting inside, turn it off. Once it's on, we have multiple things we can do here. So we have AM, FM, disc, which this is your CD player, Bluetooth, which you can hook up to your phone, USB, which connects right here, and also aux, which connects down here. So these 2 different zones, if we have zone A, we can turn it off or we can turn it on, and we will turn it on Bluetooth to connect to my phone. Whenever it's on Bluetooth mode, we can control the volume up and down from here or from your phone, whichever one you prefer. If we want to listen to this outside, that would be zone B. So I'm going to turn zone A off, turn zone B on. We will turn this up and I'll show you where the speakers are outside. So coming outside, there's 2 speakers going down right underneath the top of the awning. So you can turn it up and down while you're sitting outside enjoying the outside air. One thing that you will hopefully not have to mess with at all is the fuse box, but I want to make sure I have a video explaining where it is. So down here to the left of the fridge, this black box right here, up here at the top, if you press on it, it will open up. And over here on the right hand side, we can see all the fuses, what they're connected to. If for some reason anything in here is not functioning, this would be the first place to check. Obviously, contact me and I'll help you out as much as I can, but we also have spare fuses in here, a box of brand new spare fuses, just in case anything was to happen and we overload any of these fuses, we can replace them. If anything else is not working, make sure and check the breakers, that they are in the up position. They're also labeled right here for what they are. This is the main power to the actual RV, so obviously make sure that one's on. And other than that, contact me if there's ever any issues.